Hello, Persuasive Communications class. Today I am here to discuss a conflict that has been pretty popular lately, the bear hunting referendum. Every year, about 3,000 bears are hunted, shot, and harvested in the state of Maine. And recently there's been some debate as to whether the methods that are being used are causing harm. A little background information on myself. I've been hunting since I was 10 and have kind of seen how the laws have developed throughout those years. And I've also been pretty involved in politics in Maine as I worked several campaigns, so I do keep up with the current happenings that go on in the state. Recently, an animal rights group, Mainers for Fair Bear Trapping, came out and said that they felt it was very unsporting for hunters to be using traps, food, or hounding. They feel that trapping and hounding inflicts harm on the bears, and that the use of food attracts the bears back to communities. People opposing this group believe in the use of the tactics in order to keep the population down. They believe that the use of food, hounds, or traps does not cause any problems or inflict any type of harm to the animals. So, in a nutshell, side one does not want hunters to be able to use baiting, trapping, or hounding, and side two believes it's okay. This has caused a pretty big conflict, one large enough that it was placed on the ballots to be voted on. The major arguments are that side one, Mainers for Fair Bear Trapping, think that by using traps and hounds, hunters are putting the bears through physical or mental stress. They feel that hounding causes potential harm for both the bear and the hound, because if the bear got upset or stressed, then it could certainly go ahead and turn on the hound and attack the hound. Very valid point. They also believe that by using food, hunters are getting bears accustomed to human food, which is making them look for places to get it, such as dumpsters, which is drawing them near communities and local businesses. Their group says, dumping 7 million pounds of junk into Maine woods each year grows the bear population and habituates them to human food. That's why every responsible wildlife agency says don't feed the bears. Whereas side two, the folks opposing the Mainers for Fair Bear Trapping, believe that bears are pre-wired to look for human food and do so with or without hunters using it as bait. Valid point. They also believe that the use of hounding and trapping causes no harm. Bob Noonan, who's an avid hunter, has gone out and actually done research on the snare trap, which is the most common trap for hunters to use. And he came out with a little quote about it, kind of telling everyone how it works, so I'd like to share that with you all. He says, the foot snare uses a spring and trigger assembly to close a loop of 3/16 inch diameter smooth cable on a bear's foot. The trigger is placed where a bear will step on it, and a 12-inch diameter loop of cable is laid on the ground around it. When the bear steps into the loop and onto the trigger, the release spring lifts the loop and closes it on the bear's foot. A sliding one-way lock mechanism prevents the loop from opening. A stop on the loop from closing tighter than 2.5 inches, letting cub bears, coyotes, raccoons, etc. all be able to escape. The end of the cable opposite the loop is wrapped around a tree and held in place by a cable clamp. It's attached tightly so that the bear can't slide it up the tree by climbing, potentially hurting itself, but loose enough so that it can rotate freely around the tree. Several heavy-duty swivels in the cable prevent the bear from twisting it and possibly injuring itself. So Bob Noonan believes that it's completely safe. It can't really hurt the bear. He's got room to free roam, but he is still trapped in that one spot without being harmed. As reported by the Bangor Daily News, in 2013, 2,845 bears were killed during the bear hunting season. According to IF&W numbers, 105 were caught in traps, 479 were hunted using hounds, and 81 bears were taken by deer hunters, and then 131 were killed using unreported methods. That leaves 2,048 bears killed using bait last year, making it the clearly dominant bear hunting method. So baiting might be essential to bears management. Hounding and trapping probably not so much. So this brings us to solving the conflict. A good compromise would be to stop using dogs to hunt bears, considering it could be harmful to both the bear and the dog. If the bear gets angry, it could turn on the dog and injure them. The number of bears hunted by dogs was the least out of all three of the methods last year, which shows that hunting and trapping are going to be the most essential. Therefore, a compromise could be made by meeting in the middle with eliminating one and keeping the two less harmful of the three conflicts. In conclusion, Side 1 believes that Mainers should not be able to use traps, dogs, or human food to hunt bears because they feel that it's inhumane and could cause dangers. Side 2 wants to be able to use the methods because they have proven that they do not inflict harm and do not cause additional dangers. They believe this is essential to keeping the bear population down. If Side 1 gets their way, then Maine hunters won't be able to use the methods anymore, which will decrease their chances of catching bears, which will increase the bear population. If Side 2 gets their way, then they're going to be able to keep using all of those methods. So if the sides were willing to compromise and just cut one of those methods, such as using the dogs, that poses the most danger, then that would at least give both sides something that they want. By compromising, both hunters and non-hunters can get something that they want and both feel as if they have been victorious and not completely lost. Thank you.